Something I've realized since becoming older and maturing into adulthood is that in life, in our own personal individual lives, everything, and I mean almost everything, is a two-way street. See, when you're young and you're naive and you're emotional, very highly sensitive, immature, because I name an 8-year-old, a 15-year-old with sound emotional awareness, emotional perception, emotional depth. Like we're not that sound at that stage of life, but as we get older, your frontal lobe, things like that, then you become more sound as a human being, able to reason better, stuff like that. But when you're young, and this doesn't just apply then, but largely when you're young, you take things personal. You don't kind of understand that like people are just messed up in their own ways and they project through what they say, what they think, things like that. So you take a lot of that in and you're not able to differentiate from the two. But as I've gotten older, like I said, everything is a two-way street. Now, what do I mean by two-way street? I just mean that there's at least minimum two sides to everything. There's you or me in this instance. There's their side, which is anybody not you, their perception, reality, stuff like that, subconscious. And then there's you or me in this instance. And there's your side, how you perceive, how you receive what people say, think, their projections, stuff like that. And then how you react to what you do with it. So why have I come to this conclusion? Why am I making this video? Because realizing this helps you grow. Realizing and understanding and putting this into practical means allows you to grow. It allows you to, number one, understand, take a step back. Don't take everything personal. Now, if you're somebody that's highly defensive of yourself and stuff like that, you just got to learn how to work that system because it's good. But when I say that everything is a two-way street and it depends on you, what I mean by that is, number one, let's say you're in the car and somebody cuts you off. There's two choices you can make. Road rage, freak out, snap out, beep, cut them off back, stuff like that. Or if you're alive, your car is in good condition, nothing happened, nobody in your car was at risk of losing their lives or anything, then you just move on and you just say, hey, either that person got something going on that they're in a rush to do or something, or they're just not a good person. And it doesn't mean I'm not talking about turn the other cheek and they can just do whatever they want to you, but just understanding that, number one, how you react is more important than anything. And then number two, we cannot control what we can't control what they do. We can control how we react. We can control what we do when somebody afflicts us or wrongs us or does something that rubs us the wrong way. So with that road rage incident, let's say you snap off, you guys get into a fight, you go to jail. Okay, well, what are you gonna tell people, your friends, stuff like that? Yeah, this person cut me off and they almost killed me and blah, blah, blah. And that might be valid, but you still had a choice. How are you going to respond when adversity, through whatever form of adversity, comes your way? Now, when you're young, when you're 10, when you're 2, when you're 5, and Johnny or Sarah takes your toy, you might get pissed. You might go, hey, that's my toy. And as a baby or a young child with poor impulse control and stuff like that, you might hit him, hit her, push her, snatch it back, get into a little, childlike fight. And that's acceptable and okay then. But once you're older, everything is a two-way street. And this is in friendships, relationships, career, personal life. If life isn't going the way you planned or the way you would like, everything is a two-way street. When you were younger, certain decisions were made for you. You had minimal roles of responsibility. As you get older, that increases. So, for instance, if some sort of educational background hindered you in school, once you get to a certain point where you're in control of your decisions, it's now on you to start compensating for that situation that is holding you back in terms of furthering your education. So that's what I mean when I say everything is a two-way street. The partners you choose, we can't control what the people that we choose to have relations with do outside of our presence or even within our presence. But we can control the quality of that partner, and if they did something wrong to you or if they make you feel a certain way, you have a choice. Now, we cannot control, like I said, the quality of their character, what they do, what they think, what they feel, but we can control ourselves. We can control who we allow in our lives. We can control how much responsibility, how much, levels of commitment and things like that that people get in our lives. That is what I mean when I say that everything is a two-way street. It's up to you to either improve or to improve a skill, or whatever it is you're trying to improve, your life, the circumstances. It's up to you to erase certain norms that may be a little outdated. It's on you to reframe your level of thinking. That is what I mean when everything is a two-way street, because a lot of people, or at least many people that I interact with and come across on a day-to-day basis, unless they have done a lot of inner work, because it takes inner work to understand me, you, how I think, how I feel, your triggers, what affects you, what afflicts you, what makes you feel taken advantage of, what makes you feel underappreciated. It's up to you to decipher all of that, and life forces you to either do it or to ignore it. But when I say that it's a two-way street, if you want to be better, if you want to elevate, if you want to start correcting certain mistakes, mishaps, wrongs, stuff like that, you have to make the choices each and every day, moment, situation. This is how I feel, blah, blah, blah. It's on you to do that. It's not on your parents. It's not on your partner. It's not on your friends, your boss. Not on them. If they afflicted you, wronged you in any way, or if you feel a certain way, or if something happens, it's not on them. And if they choose to do so, cool. If you guys can come together and have conversations, stuff like that, but you cannot expect them to do that. You have to do it first and be okay with that stuff first. You want to find friends. It's on you to go and seek the friendships that you aspire to obtain. If you want to get a better partner, if you want to, it all boils back to the same thing, to the same component of everything is a two-way street. At a certain age, as you get older, it is on you to understand that you are in control of these things. You are in control. You dictate that now. You might not be able to control every facet and aspect of your life, but the nuances of those interactions is on you. Everything is a two-way street. Stop playing the blame game. Stop holding grudges for things that 10, 15, 25, 6, 3 years ago, months ago. Move forward. That's a little bit of adulthood in a nutshell. Is moving forward, understanding that no, you can't control what happened to you when you were 4 years old, or when you were 16, or when this girl said this to you, or your friend did this, but you have to move past that. Understand that that was the version of that person, entity, whatever, at that time, whether they've grown or whether they haven't. The past is the past, and we cannot hold on to that. But what we can do is move forward with a higher sense of self that allows you to overcome those circumstances. So to give a long story short, and to break this down a little more, everything is a two-way street. The decisions we make, the people we interact with, how we react, all of that boils down to you and them. Now, we can't control them, whatever them is, but you can control you. Everything is a two-way street. The sooner you understand that, the better life will get for you.